Hello Earth, welcome to episode 1 of season 4 of Making Cell, a series of videos where I record myself designing and implementing a programming environment called Cell. If you're just tuning in for the first time, I recommend you go check out the official page of the project at github.com/autocornell/cell. Link is in the description right now. So, last session, we had a very clear idea of what the demo entails and how we're just going to go after it. It was a really good design session. And now, how can we actually make inroads with implementation? So, test-wise, here's our impasse. We have cell here, which I still have a few old tests. Quite a few actually. Here. Wait, where? Here. Sorry, my bad. So I have quite a few tests here. And then I have the new test suite here, which also passes. And this is the good one. So this is the impasse that I had, I don't know, 20 episodes ago, 15 episodes ago. Let's just put it in the notes. Okay, cracking towards the demo. The impasse from a few 20 episodes ago. I want to rewrite cell call to basically run a program in the call rather than call put separately. Calling put separately generated issues. I decided not to throw away the test suite to make sure that put still works. So I decided to rewrite the test suite in a better format. Where are we now? The test suite is more than half rewritten, but not fully. I could just finish it, writing it, but what? I'm probably going to change the behavior of put and of our add sequence. Cell call call is not written yet, and we do not support yet putting put inside a sequence. So where do we start? Put in isolation doesn't make sense. We need to implement it with a view and with the purpose of making it useful inside a sequence and a loop. Therefore, implement sequence and loop first properly. with put supporting it. Tests. As long as we can test sequence and loop through cell call, which we are okay for now. Once the definition of put and add cells, we can rewrite the tests. So yeah, I think it's feast bus time again, right? Yeah, implementing these two. Yeah. Propose sequence. Implement version 1 of this bus. No loop. Implement no loop version of this bus. Write it, make it run, make it pass the tests. So when we're here, modify output if necessary. It's the same. So there's nothing to be said. Let me just switch the music a bit at the moment. So if we have this, I think that's enough. No, maybe not. This was HTML generation. And with this solid base, we write all existing tests in the new format. Then you do cell call then proceed from the upload down. So okay, let's do that. Let's just do this. So let's just revise the definition we had from Fizzbuzz here. So the first thing that won't work is the put, right? This is a single line put. I could do something like this. It's not very explicit. I could dumb it down a bit. Maybe it's not a bad idea. Would this work if I run it now? Only way I want to know. New sequence. Actually, I can do it here, right? That's just like that, right? First of all, is it add sequence? How do I define? I did add do, right? So decision time. Do I really want to call it sec for culture for sequence, or do we stick with do? My gut tells to stay with do, not because I wrote it already. Call it add sequence or add do. Why do? Shorter, easy to pronounce. I think that should be already enough. Fits between cond and else on the if, and would be the same in a loop. It also goes, well, why sec? It follows from a sequence. That's pretty weak. I'm just gonna call it do. So let's just try to put this wholesale. Honestly, I don't like this. I want to do this. So if clone will be not. Actually, no. It's a good pattern. Never mind. Let's just go with do. We're going with the dumbed down put for now. Data do. It still works. This one is very beautiful actually. I'll just do put. What am I doing? I'm completely lost for a minute there. Put. Yeah, everything goes here as B. I can just do the put without what was it? Yeah. I can just put stuff. I need to say PMV. Just values, right? Yeah. But I can just do it like this. Promise 10. No. 17. No. 14. Something like this. Have CR tag. The R should be okay. So let's see these passes. We need some oops. It worked. Unbelievable. It did work, at least it put it. And now, and then we're just gonna use it now. The fees was 15. Why that? Yeah, it would be okay. Now, Lord help us. Yep. Yes, we lost it. Okay, at least we can have some fun now. Let's just move this to the top, right? Whole sequence. I don't even have to quote that, right? Ha! I do not. This one. It will work now. Yeah. Cloning the path is just too much, right? It's just a dump of data. So I need to approximate what I will have when I actually have cell working here. Yeah, sounds great, but I have no idea how to do that. You can just okay. It really ran a lot of times. I need to get a grip on how this is executing. The idea is makes sense, right? When you once you put everything, you make sure it's all valid. Then you run respond on every single path on the data space. Once you have dependencies, you can actually also want to listen to. Maybe this one again. Yeah. I need to get a grip on cell.respond fast. If I had a dependency graph, I would only call cell.respond on the changed elements, which means on those that on the new elements themselves, as well as their dependents, things on which the new elements depend are not changed. But if I cannot do this, no, that's a different line for this, but if I don't have a dependency graph, at least I can run it through all the paths. It should not run so many times though. Actually, something I never thought to do. Maybe I did once. Yeah, I need to put them on the top. So cell gets and then count interesting. So actually let me remove this test, or I should just make it innocuous. Okay, I can see where the time is going, right? Like 5,000 gets, maybe it's not unthinkable, but what's unthinkable is to have 120,000 calls to respond, right? That's pretty unthinkable. Why is it so many? And the puts, yeah, 900 times. I think I can understand 900 times, but of puts, even 5,000 gets, although it sounds a bit too much. But 120,000 response, it's too much. So if I go to well, this is going to be the same every single time. So respond is only called from here. Okay, so there's a lot at the top, but really only a few below. For the entire test set, it's somewhat reasonable to have 1K puts response that have a reference to be resolved and 5K gets, though I think it could be lower, but 122K at the top of respond is just crazy. We have so much stuff. It's not that should not be expanding. Well, I guess it's simple math, right? If you every time you do so I wonder yeah, that's a so here we could just do this. Can do it here, and then times, and then here I do data space length. Okay, now the numbers are, yeah, but sorry, that's a stupid thing I was doing. It should be done here, right? Yeah, of course. It's gonna be the same, of course. This will be would respond only 10 times less, so just a few errors. So it's really, so on average, when cell put goes to the data space, iterates the data space, and once I put iterates the data space and calls cell.respond on each path, there's how many? On average 127 paths on the data space, which explains the, how much is it? Yeah. Yeah. How so many? I'm constantly wiping data space. Maybe it's dialogue. I mean, how can it be? If data space length, I don't know, more than 100, so our kind of pretty data space. And let's just turn off the counts, right? Yeah, so in the dialogue. Yes, the dialogues are becoming big, that's why. That would be a nice performance improvement there. Interesting. Look at this. Right now, oh, did the count make it so slow? Yeah, it's really slow. If I do this, it's also slow. What's going on? I remove the counts. No, there's something going on with my computer. What? I'm just recording video. Also, why is this not picking up suddenly? I have these moments where everything is breaking and I don't get it. Like, why is this not being picked up, for example? That cannot do it. Yeah, count. I refuse to see that this would modify anything. It's just not the case. Why is it not picking up the sequence? I'm now getting a bit pissed here. Is it because of the space? No. No, of course not. This makes zero sense. I guess I have to wipe, but even then. Maybe wiping, that was it. But then why doesn't it... because I have no tags, silly. No, I do have a tag, it's just I'm writing it wrong. Use fish bus. Fish bus 15. It's okay, it's okay. And it was slow because of the dialogue. Okay, so look. It takes 1744, like an eternity to do this. But what if I do this on the dialogue? Because, sorry, on cell put. Because the dialogue never changes, remember? If path 0 yeah, dialogue return. Performance is the same. Interesting. Well, there's a lot of them apparently. I would have expected the improvement to be substantial there, but no. But then, if I do count again, interesting, there's still a crazy amount of times that I do this. I'm just doing something very slow inside the functions. Yeah, so I actually so only calls to respond if we filter out the dialogues, but this is still very slow. Interesting. So what I can do to see why it's so slow, I can just do a count here. Why am I focusing on performance now? Because there's something here that is the thing that puzzles me the most. That's a good change, by the way. Or I can do 0.01. If it's 0, yeah, we're basically spending 2/3 of the time here. Can just make it additive. It's 3. This is 4. 5. 6. Yep. Between 2 and 3 is the first leap. It's the walking logic, right? This is what, already 450, and this already 700 between 3 and 4. So the sorter is taking forever. Wow. And the validator also taking forever. Initialization will be after getting a data space. After sorting. No, not sorting, walking. Putting let's just run it again to see if the numbers are more the same. We spend most of our time input, perhaps 2/3 of the test runtime. Walking is about what? 20%. Sorting is a whopping, this case is what, 800. Validating is what? 20%. Why is sorting so slow? Because I'm getting types every single time, right? Yeah, that's the issue probably. Yeah, and this is also very slow. Yeah. Because the actual put function should be very fast. We're just setting a thing in memory. So put seems to be most of the time. We should call it way less, although, yeah, done how many times? This should also definitely improve the performance of the sorting function. Okay. We can just do it like this here and the annotated. Yep. Respond on any path that start with dialogue, since those remain unaffected by passions. Should remain. I think I had somewhere else some logic for dialogue, right? Yeah, not here. Yeah, I don't need this anymore. In the end, it's the same, right? Honestly, that's almost cleaner just to do it here. I take it back. You can just leave it as is, because then I mean, just how much overhead does the function call? Not much. That should not be an issue. That's our response. That's why we didn't get any improvements, because it's right there already bouncing it off. All right. Okay, so we're getting there. Okay, mystery solved with performance. We need dependencies, but at least we now know where so let's tackle the entire logic for cell.respond for FISBUS and come up with any possible improvements to the clarity of the whole thing. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting design coming up. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.